Alright, what have we been up to in the shop lately? What has BPU been doing? Or not doing, unfortunately. In my trigger troubleshooting and running things down, I discovered that the head gasket on the old girl decided that it had had enough. Right there, you can see where it's a little crusty. Right there, number 3. It wasn't completely gone yet, but it was headed that way. She's a little distorted. It's not the kind you want to dust off and run again. Anyway, so I took that opportunity to pull the head off, obviously, because these things don't fix themselves, unfortunately. And did a little bit of light port work, took the head to the machine shop. It should be back hopefully early this coming week. Pile of parts, pile of turbo, well, just turbo. The other things we got going on, obviously, is the C4 Segway over here, Kent's Corvette that I banished to the corner. I am working on the overdrive unit for that. It's a Doug Nash overdrive unit. I got it cleaned up and sitting over here. I haven't really started putting it back together yet. I got to read up on it a little bit. I've got the seals put back in the pistons down there, but that's about as far as I've gotten. You can look in the little hole. The pump that runs on the output shaft is still in there. I got to pop that guy out and make sure I can find homes for all the seals that are in the little rebuild kit that I got there. I got a Malibu Turbo 5.3 Malibu with running Holly. Pretty cool setup. Unfortunately, we have some project pains associated with this guy. The whole driver's side bank wasn't firing. That was a little bit strange. Found a ground that wasn't connected at the little 7 or 8-way connector right there. And you see this little yellow wire ran additional ground over here, and now she's running on all 8. I thought it just had a big cam, and I had spent copious amounts of time working on getting it idling. I think I probably had a grand total of 5 minutes in it. Anyway, it idled really good for a 4-cylinder V8 running on one bank, and it still sounded pretty rowdy. Unfortunately, you can see here we got the Bluetooth oil feed going on the Turbski. The other 2 videos that I posted earlier were a little bit tongue-in-cheek. It was making a weird noise that sounded an awful lot like a backfire in the crossover piping, but it turns out that was more than likely violent wheel hitting housing noises from the turbo. When I pulled the air filter off, the nut on the compressor wheel was pretty much falling off. It hadn't come all the way off, and I thought, well, that's weird. You know, maybe it's a quality control issue. Not that not to bag on anybody. This is a VS Racing turbo. I mean, everybody has the occasional issue. But when I pulled the oil feed line off just to kind of give it a check, there was a little piece of plastic, a nub from something that was blocking the oil passage entirely, and it does not appear that any oil has ever made it to the turbo. So that is probably the quickest way to retire any turbo, regardless of where it was made and who made it, how cheap it was or how expensive it was. Unless you're running one of those oilless comp turbos, but then that's kind of a different story. Anyway, we got it running on 8. Unfortunately, we're down on the boost, and I've got a little plug over here that I kind of fabbed up. It's not completely oil tight, hence the little bottle there. That's just so that I can move the car around. I got other customers that are coming over. Got a dirt track car tomorrow I got to tune. I think 1 or 2 other people are threatening to bring vehicles over here to look at, and so I just need this to be able to move it in and out of the shop. I probably will continue to futz with the ECU a little bit. Now that it's hitting on all 8, the air fuels, I'm sure, are completely out in the weeds. It's kind of how that goes. But yeah, depending on how this goes, I might stitch a couple extra videos on the end of it and make it one big mega update, or I might just upload it the way it is and put a couple other videos together. I probably should do a whole separate video on this car. It's a drag car. I don't It doesn't look like it's ever going to be a daily driver. It appears to have had nitrous at some point. Looks like a little purge line running over there in the cowl. It's not finished. He wanted to get it running and driving, and well, I can't open the door from this side, so you get to see me in the window there. It's got a 400 in it with a manual valve body. I'm pretty sure it's a forward pattern, but it may be reverse. Either way, second is in the middle. That's typically what I tune in on stuff like this. No sense in spinning the bejesus out of everything. That's about where we're at, though. It's got pretty good looking wheels on it. It's got some nice suspension up underneath. I think it's got a Ford 9-inch. It rolls real easy. It's been a pleasure pushing it around. That's no joke there. Other vehicles can be difficult to push. Once you get the thing up on there, I like to just roll it back on the dyno. So it's nice when the vehicle rolls well, and you don't have to, blow your back out trying to get it over there. But that's where we're at. Trying to get old BPU back on the road, so I can get the V8 car in here and play with it. And then once I get that going, I need to get the gold car in here and play with it. So much stuff, so little time. Y'all have a good one.